Alright boys, I figure while the starter's off here I'm going to work on the spark. Because it's a whole lot easier without the starter in the road right there. So, I have worked on some of these before. If I can get my flashlight to stay. Power wire. Hopefully I'm not going to be blocking you guys too bad. Can you guys still see it? Sort of. Steering shaft is kind of in the road. But anyhow, I just want to mainly check the points on this thing. I don't know if it has or doesn't have spark, honestly. So the main thing I'm going to tell you guys... Sandy, what are you doing? Anyhow, the main thing I'm going to tell you guys is pay attention to where the rotor comes off. Because this rotor, you can actually take it off and you can stick it on any direction. And that'll really, well, let's just say that'll really mess you up if you don't know what you're doing. So, basically, once you take this rotor off and take the cover off for the points, you don't want to spin the motor over. That's a bad idea, bad juju. So, I'm hoping you guys can at least kind of see. Sort of. Kind of got a tractor in the road. Well, let me get it apart and I'll show you guys. So, can't remember if you have to pull these screws out before you get the rotor to come out. Oh man. Alright, I'm going to have to get a shorter screwdriver. Maybe I'll try and move this walk-behind tractor out of the road some more. Again, I had it out of the road and I thought I could get it out of here without moving everything again, but no. Nope. Cannot. So, BRB, boys. Alright, I think you guys can kind of see. There we go. If the screw turned or if it's something. Nope, I think we're just slipping off of it. I haven't fooled with one of these in probably 4 or 5 years. I think it broke loose. That time it did for sure. Okay. So irregardless, I said I can't remember. I thought the rotor come off separate from this, but it doesn't seem like it wants to move. I don't want to force it. This may be original to this tractor, I don't know. But I do know one thing, like I said. You have to pull this cover off to get the points. 3/4 wrench just landed on my nicely painted deck on this tractor. Nice. This cover has to come off. I know the points behind here. Are you guys wondering what the noises are in the background? Get a puppy, they said. It'll be fun, they said. She's gnawing on a water bottle. She's almost a year old. Bring her in here, let her enjoy some warmth. while I'm out here working. My mom is definitely allergic to dogs, so she does not get in the house. You can deal with them outside. Marks? Hey! Hey! Can't you go chew on that somewhere else? Yeah, I guess it all comes off one piece. I couldn't remember. I'm probably blocking you guys now. Let me see if I can. I don't remember fighting with the back screw on this. And I know darn well the one I worked on had the starter off. Because he ended up putting a new starter on it. At least 4 years ago I worked on it. It may have been 5 or 6. Come on, mother trucker. Also, guys, as many of you guys know, because I'm working on this tractor and everything, my boss passed away and the company shut down the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, so I am probably going to end up changing the channel name and monetizing it. Not that I'm going to totally make a living off of this, but even if I get $60 or $100 a month, I'll pay for my time to do it. Maybe I'll upgrade cameras. I need a computer, something bad. I'm still running Windows 7. I know you guys are gasping right now. Windows 7 and Windows Live Movie Maker is how I edit these videos right now. On a Sony, I forget what it is. I forget the model number. I don't see it on it. Sony CyberShot. That's how I do these videos currently. Which is a far cry from how I started out, because I actually started out recording off my web camera on my laptop. And then I bought like a $100 Walmart camera. I had Panasonics for a while. Then I got CyberShot. So, alright. For reference, in case this is a part for days or something, the rotor is just above the screw hole here. And I thought the points were right there, but I remember correctly. I was pretty sure the points were in there. I may have to look at this again. I really thought that's how you got into them points. Alright. Well, let me gander at this a little bit more and see if I can remember how to do these. I thought that's how you got into them, but I've been wrong before. Alright, boys, that is definitely how you get into there. You take that whole cover off and so you guys can see the points are in there. It's going to be hard for me to get you guys in there to show you guys that. One thing you don't have to do, which is why I guess I couldn't remember doing it, was it looks like is you don't have to take the cap off, or the rotor button off and everything, in order to get the cover off for the points. So, learn from my mistakes. This is not a how-to. Could even be a how and what not to do. So I don't believe I have moved the timing, but if it won't run and the spark's at the wrong time, I'll know why, and I'll know where to start. So, come on. Why are you binding up? Loosen up the other one? Maybe that's a problem? There we go. With some kind of plastic, or I believe it's some kind of light. It's like Bakelite or something. So now, let's see if I can sit down around you guys here. Point's definitely look dirty to me. So I got some, I don't know what this is, 400 grit. Some worn out 220. And I know I'm blocking you guys at this point, but I'm just going to have to take my word for it. Cleaning these points. Really wish this Navy L was not sitting here right now. Oh yeah. Check out the crud on them points. Oh yeah. Should never run. But there's some fresh sandpaper yet in this corner. Alright guys. Oh. I don't think I can do it. I'm gonna have to block you guys. Oh. You don't realize how easy the old L points are to clean until you start working on some other stuff. Like I know I've worked on K-Series, and they're kind of a pain on a Gravely just because the tire's in the road, but so still didn't get it all. Tired of dealing with the big piece of sandpaper. I should probably check the points gap, but for right now, I'll just put it back together and see if it has spark. Okay. Still looks right, so I think I got that back where it needs to be. Like I said, lessons learned for you guys at home, or girls for that matter. Shoe bark. What did I do with that screwdriver? Oh, here. So, I've never actually tried this starter yet. I did get the button unstuck. You know, it might be the reason I take that cover off is to put this darn screw in back there. There we go. Hi, Sandy. What? What? I'm working. I know. I'm working. Oh. Fell, didn't you? Hi. So, should be good there. Let me just turn this over a little bit. Yep, turn. Okay. So I'll put the distributor cap back on. We'll throw the starter in, and we'll see if this will turn over. Alright, Sandy? What do you think? Think it'll run? Gotta get some gas once we get some sparks. So. Alright. Be right back, guys. Let me do that stuff off camera. Get a battery put in it. Alright, I got the battery of the Super H in here. And I have all the other electronics unhooked, the charging system and everything. Because I know they're 6 volt. That way I don't have to screw with them, they don't have power. So, without further ado here, farmall, most stuff is out, push it in and shut it off. So, test for 2 things. See if the starter works, actually turns the motor over, and if we got spark. Let's see here. Aw. There we go. You guys seen any spark down there? And I definitely got a bad connection at the starter. I don't see any spark. So, do I try unhooking the ground wire and make sure that's not it? There's probably more stuff on the points and I just didn't get it. Be my assumption, so. Okay. Back with you guys in a few. Actually, before I give up the ghost the whole way, let me try with the switch the other direction. You know, just a possibility. Ooh, I got no idea if we got spark. Okay. See if we see anything there. I'm gonna fix this connection. I heard something arc back here. I like to leave one terminal loose, that way if something goes wrong. Woo! You can just yank it off. Alright, let me get this thing turning over reliably again and see if we got spark. I saw no spark here and I don't think you guys did, so see what I can do. Alright guys, so here's what I got thus far. Let's see if I can. So directly off the coil I got good spark. But if I go through the cap and the rotor and the plug wires, I get spark every so often when the impulse clicks. So don't seem like it's the points. To me, I would think it's the cap. Cap and rotor. I can pull it apart and clean it up again. Because all the plug wires seem about the same. I thought maybe I had a bad plug or plug wire, but that don't seem like it, so. Alright, I may have to play with this another day. I might have to get a cap to get this thing running and a rotor. Alright boys, so I was thinking about it while I was eating dinner. And the only thing I was coming up with, if I had spark coming out of the coil, is the points are working. But that was telling me that the rotor wasn't lining up with the spots in the cap correctly, and that's why it wasn't firing, or it would only fire at impulse. So basically I retimed the motor is what I did. So I put the mark on the crank pulley, lined it up with the pointer, and when I checked the cap, instead of being at number 1, it was like between 1 and, I'm not 100% what the firing order is off the top of my head, but with the next cap lug there, it was like halfway in between them. So either whenever I first took it apart, I got it off 2 or 3 teeth, or maybe it was off to start with, because I was pretty close putting it back on, I thought, but who knows. So if the plug will sit there. So I got nice, healthy blue spark right now. So I'm going to shove the plugs in this thing, and I guess I'm going to hook up my racing fuel cell and run some fuel line. I'll just leave the gas tank sitting on the hood, just see if it'll start and run. It'd be nice if it would. The timing should be right. It could only be off like 1 tooth, but it looked pretty close where I had it. Because if I moved it 1 tooth this way, it seemed to be off in my opinion. So I left it where it was, straight up and down. I have it's actually what that upper mark is right there at my fingertip. You guys can't see it, but that's what I was marking. So, anywho's, let's put the spark plugs in this thing, get a little gas, see what happens. Right? Right. I do like the handy disconnect somebody put on this. That's a end of a spark plug. I'll be dipped. That's pretty neat. These guys, I'm guessing the good old boys that own this, they were some, let's just say they had some backwoods engineering going on. That, the steering wheel, the pulley welded on the PTO, the good old boys. So, alright, like I said, let me put the spark plugs back in, get ready to try and start this, and we'll see what happens. Alright?